fucking lives.
Incredibly miss E3. I miss the real E3 where people could go there and attend it, and you could hear people cheering and see the reactions to great announcements. That was an absolutely amazing thing to witness, and I loved covering E3 and talking about it. It was just such a great time, and I don't think we'll ever get back to that the way that we were at one particular point, but it's still just nice to kind of reminisce and go back and say, hey, that was a really cool thing. Now, we get announcements and we get these little digital events, and I think those are very cool. But on the other hand, they aren't nearly as respected or responded to as much as a big event. And I think some of that blame could possibly go on Nintendo. They're the ones that started the whole digital event thing, and I'm sure that they saved a lot of money by doing that. But just from a fan's perspective, it's not nearly as interesting or fun to watch. With that being said, Sony came out and announced a new state of play, and it looks like this is going to be a pretty big deal. But I would also say, please temper expectations and don't expect a bunch of exclusives or anything like that.
It's going to be a pretty big deal, but don't expect anything, guys. You know, Microsoft isn't having really an exciting event or anything, dude. It's not going to be anything that special, but Sony's having an awesome state of play event with exciting news, but you know, don't really expect anything. Like, bro, this shit's so fucking sad.
They're pretty much just keeping us in the know for the rest of this year, it looks like, and have a lot of third-party things like that. So 2021 is slowly winding to a close, but Sony isn't quite done with their announcements. Following their big September...
Yeah, Dante's Inferno is a really good game. I wish they got a sequel.
PlayStation Showcase, which give players a peek at God of War Ragnarok and Spider-Man 2 for the first time, Sony will be offering up a State of Play show in October 27th to be exact, that will focus more on third-party projects for the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 5. While some of the focus will be on games we already know about, Sony is also promising a few reveals, quote-unquote, from their various third-party partners, which sounds like a good thing to me. I always think, you know what? Exclusives are great, and I love exclusive, and those are the reasons that I buy particular consoles for particular games. But at the same time, obviously, we're also looking forward to the other types of games that we're going to see, and it's always nice to see those games come out and come to fruition as well. So anything can be a surprise, anything can be a great game. It doesn't have to necessarily be first party, but it is cool to see those too. This is what Sony had to say. Just a quick note to tell you that State of Play returns next Wednesday. This time out, we'll be focusing on announcements and updates for upcoming third-party releases headed to the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 4. The show is looking to be 20 minutes long or so, and we'll share...
Oh, so it's really going to be shit. 20 minutes of garbage, most likely.
New looks at previously announced games, plus a few reveals from our partners from around the world. See you Wednesday. So given the show is only 20 minutes, we should probably temper expectations, like I said earlier, but still, it's good.
Then why are you saying it's something to be fucking excited about? If you're telling everyone to temper your expectations, why are you saying, oh my god, guys, get excited, there's a new State of Play, oh my god.
It's going to be interesting to see what Sony serves up. Given how much is being packed in the first half of 2022, they have a lot of options. We could hear more about the PS5 version of Grand Theft Auto 5, or maybe get a new trailer for Elden Ring, or maybe even one of Square Enix's upcoming PlayStation console exclusives like Final Fantasy XVI or Forspoken. There are a lot of other reveals to consider. I think there could be some indie games and things like that we might see. It depends on where you're at or where you feel about these type of things. State of Play, as I said, drops next Wednesday, October 27th at 5 p.m. Eastern. It can be viewed on YouTube or Twitch, so that's a really cool thing. And if you're new to the channel, know that I always link all of the news articles in the description, so if you want to check it out and see the press release for yourself, you can feel free to do that and then just kind of get an idea of what's going on. So personally, seeing some third-party stuff, I wouldn't mind that. I don't mind that. We could see pretty much anything. I love seeing just games and having an event where people can have something to talk about afterwards, which obviously if you do YouTube, you want that to be the case. And there's also the case where we could see maybe some new gameplay for the first time. So that's really cool to see as well. I can't...
Dude, the video we watched the other night, his voice was way worse than this.
Imagine what we'll all see, but I'm sure we'll...
Like, hold up. Listen to this shit.
Maybe they took cover in that structure. Let's check it out.
This one.
They're everywhere!
PlayStation, since the Xbox 360 is Sony's gain. This is definitely a video you don't want to miss. Hey there everyone, I'm The Crap Gamer, and this of course is Crap Gamer Reviews, your home for gaming news, opinions, reviews, and much more. You'll probably notice a few cool changes around here, but that shouldn't stop you from giving us a like and possibly consider subscribing if you haven't already done so.
Dude, he's talking like a fucking welcomer at a theme park. Like when you walk into Disney World, he's like, "Welcome to Disney World! You know, you may notice some changes around here, but don't let that deter you from having a good time." Like, bro, it literally sounds like that shit.
Thank you so much for choosing to spend some of your free time
Oh my god, thank you so much. Like, what the fuck, bruh?
with me and my silly YouTube channel. Now, Xbox is known for Halo, Gears of War, and Forza racing games, and a bunch of piddly crap that most people don't really care about. Sure, Sea of Thieves is a breath of fresh air and has brought...
Like, bruh, he literally sounds like one of those fucking greeters at the theme park. "Oh my god, you want us to take your picture? Welcome to the park."
We'll see some stuff that might be on a little bit smaller scale, some mixed stuff. Usually if you can factor in between 2 and 3 minutes per little detail, then that's pretty much going to give you an idea of how many things we're going to see. So they usually go by pretty fast, but I'm excited to see exactly what's going to happen and what we're going to see from Sony. It's always going to be a fantastic time, and again, I would just say temper expectations just a little bit, because
Abel with the 2, is he sexually attracted to Sony? I think crap is the case of the Fetty Wap lyrics, man. He's in love with that money and he ain't ever letting go.
Maybe
But the
they took
problem
cover in that
is
structure.
his
Let's check
audience
it out.
let him go.
because you're not going to get Wolverine 2 gameplay or Spider-Man 2 gameplay or anything like that, so just know that that's not going to happen. So with that being said, the other bit of news is I did a video, I believe yesterday, where I talked about a game that was going to be coming to PlayStation 5 that was previously an Xbox console exclusive. Now, these things happen all the time. We see this happen more and more with these smaller games, and especially when it comes to stuff that ends up dropping like on Game Pass or whatever as a day one thing. These small developers almost always bring their exclusive games to other platforms at some point, and I've kind of gone over this verbatim and ad nauseum because a lot of people still don't believe it when, you know, these games go multi-platform. So I just think it's funny because I've seen this game and
Yo, look at that dude's face.
multi-platform.
What the fuck, bruh? What the fuck? That face, man.
So I just think it's funny because I've seen this game and others like it on those Xbox fanboy lists where they try to say, hey, look what games we're playing. We don't need a Horizon Forbidden West or a God of War Ragnarok. We've got...
That dude was like, choke me, daddy. Crazy Crack 831 with the 2, can you spam the bruh button? I mean, I can press it a couple times.
Bruh. 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 Bruh.
12 minutes and, you know, the Artful Escape. It's great to be an Xbox gamer because we get to play these games. And I'm just sitting there thinking, that's the biggest cap I've ever seen in my life, you know what I mean? And that's something that happens more and more as well, so it kind of blows my mind. With that being said, this is one of those games that was in a list, and now it looks like it is going to be on the PlayStation.
Leonard with the 2, I'm about to bust. Same here, man. I wish that was me getting choked. Oh my god. It's my kink, man.
Side just in time for Halloween too, which is cool. The reverse horror game Carry On from publisher Devolver Digital
Carry On.
and developer
Dude, I love carry-ons. It's really nice not having to check your luggage.
Phobia Game Studio was just shadow dropped onto the PlayStation Store today,
Uh-oh.
just in time for the season. What's meant by reverse horror game is that you're in control of the monster and your job is to simply, well, to eat. What will you be eating? Well, the scientists who have idiotically decided to come to work today. That's basically the description of it. It's a bloody 2D side-scrolling game that will not only have you weaving through tight corners to gain the upper hand on silly humans trying to kill you, unaware they're about to be lunch, but weaving through the lab.
So you generation with the 2, oh no, a bad game that's going to PS4? Poor Xbox? I know, man. It's game fucking over, but still no video about God of War going to PC. And Sam the Madman with the 2 choked me with that echo, bruh. Alright, I got you. Bruh? Choke me, daddy? There you go. Crap is bragging about this coming to PS5. That's right, man. He's hyped. He's real fucking hyped.
And exploring different paths along the way as well. Along with the announcement, a new trailer for the game was released, which doesn't show any actual gameplay, but is instead an animated short film meant to capture the horror that scientists will be faced at your hands, or more accurately, the tentacles. So I think this is something that's cool, and that a lot of people are going to be, you know, just something to kind of check out if you haven't already checked that out. I personally haven't. But, you know, we'll see what happens sooner rather than later, because, you know, there's a lot of people that like these type of games. This game, sort of, from what I've seen of it, reminds me of something that might have been in the Xbox, you know, summer showcase or something like that for indie games or something. But for me personally, I just feel like this is just maybe a nice little thing to pick up for the season. It's holiday, it's spooky, or whatever kind of little fun thing to play.
Ooh, it's spooky. Yeah, the Xbox is fucking done, bro. This crushes Microsoft.
Again, I'm not a huge indie guy, but I still think that they have a place as like the side dish or whatever, and so it's nice to see stuff kind of make the jump from, you know, Xbox to PlayStation, and vice versa, depending on...
Able with the two Xbox lost carrying. I'm selling my Xbox Series X. I didn't even know the game fucking existed, bro, but I'm getting rid of it too. I agree, man. This is unacceptable news. Completely ruins the console for me.
What it is, like these small games, I've preached it, they all end up everywhere, so it's stupid to put them in your lists. I will never understand that. So, with that being said, thank you guys so much for checking it out. I certainly appreciate it. I think the world of you if you enjoy the content. Please consider leaving us a like or subscribing. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell everyone.
Who is us, bro? Who else am I leaving this like towards other than you, crap? Who is us in this relationship?
Everybody, Crap Gamer's here. Thanks for watching. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, Crap Gamer 'em up. Crap Gamer out.
Crap Gamer is here, so we have nothing to fear. Torbulus with a 5. I find that ironic that he's playing a game that historically showed us the benefits of having a powerful PC for gaming. You gotta appreciate the irony, especially when it comes to games getting ported over to PC, like the one he refuses to talk about. Completely. It's very funny. Why are video games no longer... Yo, should we click on this one? Why are video games no longer fun? Let me just see what this is.
Are video games still fun?
What the fuck?
I don't mean that in the sense of like, is GTA 5 a fun game? It objectively is. Going in as Trevor...
Okay, well, question answered, bro. Video games are still fun. You know, the mystery has been solved.
Going on a rampage still gives me a small rush of serotonin.
Gives me a raging boner.
But now the game's been out for 7 years, and a rampage just
Then play something else, bro.
isn't as fun as it used to be. My Alt F4 and go back to do something else. That's where I think the main problem is. Not as fun as it used to be. One of my best friends told me on Discord the other day he was taking a break from Discord and his PC as he found it boring and wouldn't be online as much. At first I was wondering what he meant. Then I started to think about what he said, and I ended up agreeing. Let me give you an idea of what he
Bro, why is all this footage like in fucking 240p?
meant. How often have you finished school or work and you go and sit by your PC or console and were so ready to have some fun, and then you just sit for hours waiting for something to happen? You have games to play, and they're good games. For something to happen. You have
If those are your only games to play, I actually feel bad for you. I mean, Destiny 2 is alright, CSGO is good, Skyrim's good, but the fucking rest of this shit? Hell nah. I wouldn't want to play it either. Like, fuck, bro. Adventure Capitalist, Aim Hero, Aim Lab, Airscape, Among Us, fucking Battleborn, Black Ops 3, World at War, decent but old as fuck. City Skylines, boring. Color Pixels, Comedy Night.
Games to play. And they're good games. They're just not fun anymore. I sit here most days looking at my desk with hundreds of games on it. I spend most of my time just on Chrome, watching Netflix or YouTube. And I don't know why. I want to play these games, and sometimes I even open them, but I never make it further than an hour before I get bored and go back to endlessly scrolling on TikTok. So, I've been rambling about things not being fun. So, what is fun?
There are some Marines hiding in the hills above the structure.
Fun is a very subjective term. Ask 50 people what they find fun, and you'll get 50 different answers. One may say roller coasters. Another may
Bro, I love that video.
say getting pegged in
That motherfucker just literally passes the fuck out.
the arse. It's very subjective, but I'll throw my 2 cents in, because this is my YouTube channel, and my opinion is the only opinion that truly matters around
Having sex is fun, lol? I wouldn't know.
here. Something is fun when you want to relive the moment. This can be in the form of nostalgia, or just going to bed with a grin. I remember a few years ago when me and my friends would spend hours playing Team Fortress 2.
I'm sorry.
But not the actual game. We played the man versus machine mode. I used to play it on a MacBook, and we could only play one map because that was the only one that would load on Apple products. It got so bad one night that we played it all night until the sun came up the next day.
Why is that bad? Like, what do you mean? It got so bad one night. We had so much fun and we played it all night. Like, why is that fucking bad? Pothead investor with the fun. Just wait until the webhead himself comes to PC. The Salt. Oh, dude, yeah. If Spider-Man comes, they're gonna be really fucking pissed. And U Generation with the 2 comedy night is just slurs the game. Fun times, man. The British must like to party. I don't fucking know, man. That must be their idea of fun.
My dad was furious, but I didn't.
My dad was so pissed off at me that I stayed up all night gaming, but I didn't care. Because then I poured bleach in his coffee the next morning, and I never had to fucking deal with him again. Get fucked, Dad.
Again. I had fun. Pure childhood, unadulterated. That was good. I wish I could live that night again because life was easier then. I didn't really care about anything. Nostalgia is such a double-edged sword.
Nostalgia? Bro, it's nostalgia, not nostalgia. Where the fuck did the R come from? This is what I mean, man. The British just really don't know how to speak their own language.
Let's make sure there are no Covenant hiding in the area.
Nostalgia is such a...
Nostalgia. Where the... It's nostalgia. Where the fuck do you get nostalgia? Like, I don't fucking get it, man.
double-edged sword when you get older.
Roger that. I'm on
Say
my way.
Batman. There you go.
New traffic on the Covenant BattleNet. I found Captain
Batman.
Keys. He's being
On the
held
one
on a
hand, it
Covenant
reminds you
cruiser.
of good times
The
in the
Truth
past
and
that you look back
Reconciliation.
on fondly.
A ship I disabled
But
before we abandoned
on
the
other
Autumn.
hand, it reminds you of good times in the
Truth and
past.
Reconciliation.
Why is
touched
this
down on a
video
desert
like
plateau
talking
roughly
about some
300
dude like his
kilometers
life was
upstream.
ruined by drugs?
It makes you sad because you can't have those times again. Not saying that there can't be any good times
There's
in
our
games
ride.
nowadays.
Get aboard and let's get out of here.
Welcome aboard, Master Chief.
Me and my
Ready for
friends
touchdown.
discovered a game called The Forest a while back, and the whimsy came back. We had the biggest smiles on our faces for days. Building huge bases, fighting off gruesome cannibals,
We should move
Until
out,
you got
Lieutenant,
grief.
and then we'll need your
just
help on a rescue
generally
mission.
being idiots. If you want a game to play with your friends, I highly suggest playing The Forest. It's the most fun I've had with my friends in a long time.
I just wish I had friends.
But it's still got stale. and now we almost
The
never
enemy
touch
has
the game,
captured
except
Captain
from when we all
Keyes and
say
are
we
holding
could
him
play it
aboard one
together.
of their
We
cruisers.
play it for a
The
day
truth and
straight,